The first thing is they were prominent. The Jews were prominent in every society. After we lost our land, we were spread through the far corners of the earth. And in these distant lands, we were prominent. And when you're prominent, you raise a human passion that is all too well known. It's called envy. But when you fuse envy with vulnerability, when you're weak and you cannot defend yourself, and this happens when there are societal changes, the combination of being prominent and weak is the deadly serum of anti-Semitism. And that's why the Jews, throughout the ages, again, elicited attacks again and again and again. And these attacks were always preceded by the most virulent vilifications. What did they not say about us? You're familiar with what they said about us in medieval times, that we were poisoning the wells, that we were spreading vermin, that we were slaughtering Christian children for their blood to bake matzos in Pesach. You know all that. This was preceded by similar vilifications, even in classical Hellenistic times, right around here, communities around here. And it was carried into the modern times, into basically the same charges, culminating always these vilifications in murder, in massacres, in expulsions, until we reach the greatest massacre of them all in the Holocaust. The Nazis spread this vilification and then proceeded to murder us. And there was very little we could do. That has not changed. Anti-Semitism took a respite for a few decades. You couldn't really do that in polite society. But it raised its head again. And of course, most prominently after October 7th, when the disease spread again, the virus spread throughout the world. Why is it important? There was a great writer in the late 19th century. His name was Israel Zangwill. You don't know him, but if you lived in England in the 19th century, you read his books or saw his play, The Children of the Ghetto. He was a great, great writer. And he became Theodore Herzl's great supporter in Britain and brought him to Britain. And Zangwill had a saying. He said, obsta principi, that's in Latin. My Latin isn't that good. But what it said was, what he meant by that is oppose bad things when they're small. Oppose bad things when they're small. Don't let bad things, don't let evil things grow and grow and grow, because it will be impossible to fight them or much more costly to do so. This is what we are facing today. Anti-Semitism is pure evil. Anybody in his right mind understands that. But what is not understood, was not understood 90 years ago, that when this evil manifested itself in the heart of Germany, or before that, as Theodor Herzl saw it, at the turn of the century, of the 20th century, in France, supposedly the most advanced society, when he saw that, he saw the danger not only to the Jewish people, he saw that as a danger to Western civilization. As did my father, who was a great historian, but he was a young man. He was 23 years old when Hitler rose to power in 1933. And he said that Hitler's racism will not only cause a Holocaust, the word he used, a Holocaust of the Jewish people, it will destroy the world. It's the hatred, the evil that will spread unopposed, and that we must harness. The people of the world, the people of the free world, to understand that if it's not stopped here, the darkness will spread everywhere. This is what we face today. This is what Amichai Shikli just said. It's not just a Jewish problem. It is, of course. It is. But it's humanity's problem. It's the world's problem. And we must fight it. And I salute all of you who came here today, because our goal is to fight, 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 and our cause is to win, win, win. This is what we're here for. And we must do so because if the invasion of militant Islam, radical Islam, continues, our free societies are in peril, our world is in peril. If the regimes that harbor it and promote it acquire nuclear weapons and the means to deliver it, every one of your cities will be under threat. Every one of your societies will be under threat. And what Israel is doing today is not merely defending itself, it's defending you. It's defending all of you. And I'll tell you what the difference is. The difference is that in our centuries of exile, we could do nothing against these vilifications except flee because we could not fight. We didn't have a state, we didn't have an army, we had no weapons. We lived in societies that outlawed our ability to even defend ourselves or hold a weapon. So we were led to the slaughter. But this is the change that we have brought to Jewish history. We now have a state. We have an army second to none. We have soldiers. We have young men and women who are willing to fight, who are willing to die to defend our people and defend our future. Heroes like no other. And this change is something that makes all the difference, because they can vilify us, but they can't destroy us. We're in the process of blocking the Iranian Shiite radical axis. There's another one. It's the Muslim Brotherhood, the radical Sunni axis. We'll defend ourselves, but will the West defend itself? This is what we're here to discuss. This is what we're here to promote. And we know that this poison has now penetrated mainstream media, all global institutions, all governments that are faced often with Islamist constituencies and their leaders. Unlike the leaders that I mentioned before, they do not take a stand, they cower, they fall back. And of course, it's most prevalent in the social media. This is the new battlefield, and this is where we must counter with our own weapons. We're late in the game, but we will win this battle too, as we won on the battlefield, because we are developing the means to fight this. Not with cavalry against F-35s, with F-40s against F-35s. This is the next thing. I urge you, all of you, not merely to bemoan our problems. I urge you first to understand that we're joined in battle. And it's as important for us to muster our courage, our creativity, our willingness to fight. It's the most important thing. In battle, the most important thing is tenacity, the willingness to fight. There are many other things that are important, but this is first. If you have that, you don't have that, you have nothing. So I want to address myself first to young Jews everywhere, but especially to young Jews facing intimidations on campuses and city centers. I say to them, don't be afraid, don't cower, don't bow your head, speak up, stand up, fight back, because this is how we endure. We fight and fight and fight. And to the leaders in this hall and to the world, I say this: history will not remember those who merely denounced hatred in polite language. History will remember those who acted, those who defended truth when it was easier to look away, those who stood with the Jewish people when others equivocated. Because when you stand with us, you stand with yourself. You must come out and you must speak very clearly and you must declare, no more anti-Semitism, not here, not now, not anywhere. Not on the right, not on the left. And let us fight the lies with truth, because lies are the foundation of anti-Semitism. Truth is the antidote. May the light of truth shine from Jerusalem, and may we meet again next year in the third conference in a better, brighter, and more truthful world. Remember, if we fight, we win, and we shall win. Thank you.
Thank you, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Please remain with us on stage for lighting the memorial candle. I would like to call Minister Shikli once again to stage. Thank you, Prime Minister Netanyahu, for your valuable words and your presence and for your outstanding leadership. 18 Jews and 2 Israelis were murdered in terrorist attacks targeting Jews and Israelis during 2025, including the attack in Washington, D.C., Colorado, Manchester, and the massacre in Sydney, Australia. Please welcome Rabbi Yehoram Ullman, Director of Chabad of Bondi, and father-in-law of the late Rabbi Eli Schlanger, who was murdered in the Bondi attack on the first night of Hanukkah, along with 14 other members of the Jewish community in Australia. And Mr. and Mrs. Lashinsky, who lost their son and his beloved Sarah Milgram in the terrorist attack in Washington, D.C. in May last year. Prime Minister Netanyahu, Minister Shikli, Rabbi Ullman, Mr. and Mrs. Lashinsky will light a candle in the memory of our brothers and sisters who were murdered in the terror attacks in Sydney and in Washington, D.C., Manchester, and Colorado. Thank you. We kindly ask you to stay standing as His Excellency exits. We kindly ask you to remain standing as His Excellency Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu exits. Each year, we award an individual who has stood at the forefront of the battle for truth and inspires us all. Tonight, we are honored to present the award to Mr. Leo Terrell, Senior Counsel to the Assistant Attorney General for Civil Rights. Mr. Leo Terrell, a prominent American civil rights lawyer, plays a significant role in combating anti-Semitism within President Trump administration. Let's watch together a short clip on Leo Terrell.
In moments of rising hatred, History remembers those who chose courage rather than silence, bravery rather than comfort, pursuing the truth. Leo Terrell is a civil rights attorney, a legal scholar, a man who built his career defending justice and equality under the law. But when a new wave of hatred emerged disguised as politics, normalized on campuses, and directed at the Jewish people, Leo Terrell did something rare. He spoke out. When anti-Semitism became fashionable, he called it what it was. When Israel was singled out, isolated, and demonized, he stood firm and said, enough.
This is not academic freedom. This is anti-Semitism in its purest, most hatred form. And guess who's being sacrificed? Guess who's being thrown on the bus? Jewish Americans here and the state of Israel.
Leo Terrell reminded the world that anti-Zionism too often masks anti-Semitism.
It's not just a Jewish issue. It's an American issue. It's a Western civilization issue. The